Hello, Faith. Good question, actually. Well, I grew up on a lot of like old Southern Californian music, like the Eagles and stuff, as you know. I still listen to a lot of that now. But my taste in music is pretty. Um, yeah, I listen to quite a lot of stuff. Big into the pop stuff. Um, Bit into the grime now with Stormzy. So yeah, I'm pretty free ranged. What inspired me to write Slow Hands? I was listening to a lot. I still do, but I was listening to a lot of like early '80s kind of funk and rock and stuff like that, and especially like Don Henley and stuff like that. I was listening to a lot of that, and it was kind of like I was like, this is what I'm missing from my album. It's all everything. I have all my other inspirations apart from this kind of stuff. So that was basically what inspired it. Yeah. Um, Probably the only one that was kind of unexpected was Slow Hands, actually. It kind of came out of nowhere. You know, most of the album I knew exactly what I wanted to do, and stuff like that. And then this was kind of last minute, and yeah, it just kind of happened. Didn't really overthink it. We wrote it really quick, and then it was all about like what we could do musically, and it was that was a fun day making that song, and I'm glad we did it. I really like it. I had some really good moments recording the album. There was some really good times. I was with good people, good musicians. But one stands out in particular, just my favourite song on the album. It was kind of a bit of an emotional one, and we were recording it, and we did like 3 takes with the band, and I sung and played guitar. And after about 3 takes, there was like silence in the room, and it was we all went outside for a break, and no one spoke to each other for about 10 minutes. So it was quite an emotional one, that one. Yeah, when I was making the album, I wrote like a lot of songs. I'd say I wrote 50 or 60 songs, and I whittled it down quite a lot. But yeah, I was going through stages where I was like writing some really good stuff. I'd go through like a few weeks of writing some really good stuff that I was happy with, and then I'd go through a month of writing terrible stuff. So yeah, this happens in songwriting, so I'm glad I got the far side of it. Yeah, definitely miss performing on stage. It's just if you've ever been to a One Direction show, which I'm presuming you have, it's it's my favorite place to be on stage. I love it up there, and I'm looking forward to doing it again. Any tips? I found in this album that I wrote a lot of stuff down. I had my little black book, and I wrote bits and pieces in that, little stories when I was in cars and on planes and trains and tuk-tuks in Asia. And yeah, I just wrote little stories down, and that helped me kind of get exactly what I wanted to say into the song. And yeah, that's a little tip. When can you expect tour date? I don't know yet. I'm guessing as this single progresses and the deeper I go into doing radio shows and stuff like that, we'll get more of an idea of when. I'm guessing my management and my agent and stuff are talking, so hopefully, fingers crossed, be soon. And yeah, but at the moment, there's nothing really going on. But I'll let you know. I guess the main difference is time. You know, I had loads of time, and I kind of told the record label and told management that I'd give them a shout when I was finished, and they kind of respected that, and like that helped me to go through periods of writing bad stuff and good stuff, whereas before you had to be prolific all the time because we were on tour and stuff like that. So yeah, that's probably the biggest difference. How would I describe the new album? I don't know. I guess it's just a good mixture of every type of music that I like, really, that that I've grew up on, and yeah, it's a nice mix of up tempo and some slower songs too. So yeah, I'm really happy with it, and I can't wait for you all to hear it. Hello, Lola. Um, yeah, I miss being on tour. Tour is the best part of our job. So being on the road is the best, and I'm hopefully looking forward to. Well, I am looking forward to potentially doing some shows and getting out there, because as I've said in interviews this week, I'm sick of being in the studio now, and I've done enough of that for the last year, so I'm ready to go now. Hello there. Yeah, I wrote this song with Julian Bonetta, who we did all the 1D stuff with, who's a really good friend of mine, and he was actually at the video shoot with us yesterday. And I also wrote it with Tobias Jesso Jr., who's I guess most famous for writing When We Were Young with Adele, and he's a great guy too. So we're happy with how things are going today. Well, I don't really know, but I'm guessing with the kind of style of music that I'm playing, it kind of suits a smaller, like a theater type thing. So I'm presuming that's the case. The hardest part is probably getting the songs to sound musically how you envisioned it. Um, like, you write the songs, you get exactly what you want down on paper, and then you have to turn that into music as well. And sometimes it can be tough to get exactly how you wanted it. But yeah, I had a good idea of what I wanted to do, and how I wanted each song to sound, and it was kind of translating that to other people too was easy. Yeah, of course I'm nervous. It's a tough one because you live with the songs. I wrote the songs. I've been living with them for months. I've heard them a million times. And I'm really proud of them. But it's also scary to think what people think of what you've done, and you obviously wanted to do well as well. So yeah. Yep, I played on basically the whole album. Some songs I'd play acoustic on it, some songs I'd play electric, just depend on, who could, basically it was me or the guitar player who could play it better. And obviously I had a bit more of a feel for the part because, I wrote the part or whatever. So yeah, I played quite a good bit on it. Yeah, it's a mix of stuff that scenarios I made up in my head, stories that I kind of turned into a song, or personal stuff. There's some nice personal stuff on it. But I'm writing to make it relatable to everyone as well. So so you guys can understand and interpret it your own way. So yeah, it doesn't have to be all about me. Yeah, it was obviously playing with John and Sandy and Dan and Josh. That we played for so many years together, and we got really tight as a band, musically. So it's different, but it's something that over time you get tighter and tighter. But the boys are great. You're gonna love them, and they're great musicians. And yeah, so I'm excited to be playing shows with them. Cheeky. Yeah, you can figure it out for yourself. But yeah, it's more the emotion of the song, not necessarily the lyrics, but just the way it flows and stuff like that. And the whole band was sitting there just like. So it was a little bit. It was an emotional one, that one. But I'm looking forward to it. It's my favourite song on the album, so there we go. Yeah, that's the way it should be. Some of my songs are personal, and I interpret it the way I want to interpret it, and then people can relate to the song because they might think of a scenario that reminds them of it, and they can make up their own version of it and whatever, and that's the way it should be. That's what songwriting's about. Chords, the verse is C and A minor, and then the chorus is F, G, C, F, and basically yeah.